It's Edge Radio Australia. Good afternoon, good morning, it could be, depending where you are in the world, and welcome to the show. It's the Crypto Hour of Power, the man of leisure himself. He's kicked off the shoes, he's comfortable, he is breaking all the rules. He decides to talk over the news because it makes him feel important, I guess. I don't know, it makes you feel something.
It's good to be back, mate. It's good to be back.
Brendan Butler, the man, the myth, the legend himself. It is great to see you, buddy.
Yeah, likewise, man. We don't get into the studio enough.
I know. Well, how dare you have such a successful business teaching people about crypto?
Well, I have to occasionally come down to your level,
Yeah, it's great. It's quite a stoop for you,
hang out with the peasants. No,
well,
really
that's accurate when it comes to me. But there we go.
Always
but, mate,
a pleasure, mate.
Always a pleasure, mate. Really enjoy it. And, this is the great Aussie friendship. If you can't pull a Mickey out of your friends, who can you? Right?
100%. Yeah. And you've got so much material to work with.
There's so much to work with. Right? It's just... I'm the phone book of material, right? The yellow pages back in the 80s.
100%.
All right, let's jump into it. We have a special guest on the line there, so I'm going to throw to you, mate, and you can do the introductions.
Yeah, cool. Once again, it's Crypto Hour of Power. We're going to be talking all things crypto. His name is Coen. We've been backwards and forwards and hooking up now for a good several months, and going through his system, which is really. I should be facing this way, right?
Yeah, go. Yeah, look.
Yeah, yes. So I'm used to doing the radio thing. Bro.
I know you are. I know. You're such a professional at the radio.
I've got a head for radio.
No arguments.
So basically, why we hooked up is one, crypto community, like we all sort of know each other and that sort of thing, or get to know each other. Is he's got a system that I was very intrigued about that he's developed, and it's kind of good timing as well, because we're looking at what our clients are doing, especially in turbulent market conditions and heading into a bear market or possibly bear market. I have some thoughts on that, but I might share that a bit later, or I might clip this in front of my newsletter or something like that.
Right.
So basically it's his company's name's Stewart and Co.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like copy trading, but it's not.
Oh, that clarifies it for me.
Yeah, cool.
Gee, thanks, mate. I really appreciate it.
It's like this, but the complete opposite. No, what I like about it is everyone's got busy lifestyles and that sort of stuff. So basically, I'll get him to explain it into more detail.
Well, let's do that. Shall I bring him up on the screen? What do you think?
He's not on the screen.
He's not there. No, mate. We're listening to your big, long monologue about how fantastic the bloke is.
Well, put him up, bro.
Let's bring him up. Welcome to the show, Coen.
One job.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Our pleasure, mate.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll continue with my rant, shall I?
Good. Yeah, go for it.
All right, cool. So basically what happens is we've been testing it out and trialing it out, myself and a couple of people from Orange Rick Road.
Sure.
And basically you get an email in the morning and it tells you tells you to do it.
Yeah.
As a suggestion.
Recommends, perhaps.
Buy this or don't buy this or don't buy anything. You know what I mean? And you just get there, and sometimes it might go for 2 or 3 days where you're just not doing anything.
Okay, well, it's not financial advice, obviously. This is education. You're putting the facts in front of people and they make their decisions.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. But if they don't follow my advice, they're just something wrong with them. But, so basically you get the email, and it's simple. You know what I mean? And that's what I liked about it, is that because, I have time to look at charts. Coen will have time to look at charts.
Sure.
People have got busy lifestyles, running businesses, whatever it may be. So now how we go through things is I introduce them, which I've just done.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go into, basically, Coen, you haven't sort of woke up yesterday and then you're suddenly into crypto. So just go through a bit of a background about what you were doing pre-crypto, and then we'll go into what got you into crypto, and then we're going to take things off. So what were you doing pre-crypto, mate?
So pre-crypto, I was actually a scaffolder. I worked away up north. Pardon?
Scaffolding.
Yeah.
A scaffolder.
All my Maori friends. Working away in the northwest of Western Australia, before settling at a oil refinery in Kwinana, which is a bit south of Perth there. And then, got interested in crypto. One of the guys in the crib room, the lunchroom there, he was right into it. Started listening to him just before sort of 2020. Piqued my interest, and then, it's been a bit of a journey over the last 5 or nearly 6 years now, and here we are.
Yeah, a lot of people have been sort of introduced to Bitcoin and crypto just through like social media or YouTube, whatever it may be. And you might have heard about Bitcoin several times before that. What actually made you actually jump into it? Like your friend told you about it, but was that like the final influence, or was it you needed someone? That's not even the word, influence.
Use it.
All right,
You've just invented it. It's good.
Sweet.
I mean, yeah. So when I first heard about it, it was 2016, and I think Bitcoin was 2,200 off the top of my head. But at that time, I didn't know anybody who knew anything about it. So it was kind of like, oh, wow, look at this, look what it's doing. And then that was the extent of Bitcoin from my circle of influence.
Yep.
But then, 2019, 2020, when the guy in the lunchroom sort of could explain it, because he was right into it, like had money invested, had done all the research, watched all the news, etc. It just started to make sense at that point. And then from there, took it into my own hands and decided to put some money in, and it was a good decision.
Went down the old rabbit hole. So it did pay off,
yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right. So so what, did you just jump on a centralized exchange and away you went? Basically.
Yeah, so pretty much he recommended using CoinSpot, which it's very simple to use. Yeah, just logged in, made an account. You have to do your KYC, unfortunately. So did all that, and then off to the races with a nice purchase of XRP.
We go. The XRP army. Big shout out, boys.
Now,
like you said, deep rabbit hole.
A moment ago, Coen, you threw out an acronym in there that I don't know. What was that? With a K? What was that one?
KYC.
Yeah.
Know your customer.
Know your customer.
Yeah, it's a government regulation thing that they do because they want to control us.
Yeah. Okay. Just thought, we want to clarify that one because we love a bit of control. Nothing like control, right? I've enjoyed my time with communism here under the Australian Labor Party. It's been great.
Yes, and it's not getting any better.
No.
Where I spend my money is none of your business.
That's
so
right.
Just go away. Yeah. Leave us alone.
Couldn't agree more.
Nice.
Actually, I might take this opportunity too. Obviously, we're going on edgeradioaustralia.com. We're also on a bunch of socials at the moment, and some of the socials we'll be able to see. So if you have any questions that you want to direct at Brandon or Coen, feel all comments for that matter, feel free to punch them in. And if we can see them, we will read them out. And,
what if I don't want to?
Perhaps we don't
nobody
want to.
asked me. You just
I'm just executive decision right there.
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, if you got any questions, fire away, man. Fire away. All right. So, you went on your scaffolding working with all the Kiwis,
That's right, bro.
And I'm going to throw this in there. Why didn't New Zealand make it to the moon? Wasn't enough scaffolding, bro. Right? That's a good one. All right. So, so away you went. You jumped on into the old crypto. So what, did you sort of went straight into the Bitcoin and then straight into the XRP, or did you just do what most people do and just throw money at everything that moved?
No, I went deep down the XRP rabbit hole for about a year. I think I was in XLM and XDC at the same time before, really taking it seriously and finding a system to decide what to invest in and when, the optimal asset at any given time. And once I'd sort of understood how to do that, it was, sell all that stuff and essentially start fresh with, I think the first allocation was Bitcoin. And that was in 2022, 23, I think it was, early 23, when I think Bitcoin was down at 20,000 or so.
Sure. All right. Well, so how have you, just because it's your generation, because, you've developed this software that does this, it gives market signals and that sort of thing. And we'll go into that in some great depth. But did you have a computer background, or did you have friends that know how to do it, or was this just an idea? What happened?
So in school, I was interested in IT. I've got a Cert 3 in IT, I suppose, So I had the interest in it, knowing that, computers are the future and everything's going to be digitalized at some point. So there was always that. And, I've been quite heavy into tech and games and stuff all through my youth. And then,
Very interesting point you just make there about being into the games, though, because we have certainly a lot of people that you follow a lot of the stuff we do on Twitch, right? And I've noticed that when we talk crypto, Twitch just goes pop, 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 bang, 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 bang. So it really does show that a lot of people are playing games because I'm I know it's hard to believe, but I'm a little bit older, so I'm not of that generation of sitting there doing the computer games. A lot of guys are doing that, and girls for that matter, playing away, but they might have our show, for argument's sake, you're playing in the corner.
That sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a smart way to play it, and you're being educated while you're having a little relaxation time.
100%. Just to, all big shout out to all you out there with neck beards still in your mum's basements. Get amongst it. No, my daughter's big on Twitch. She does live streaming games and that sort of stuff. Yeah, cool. All right. So what you just sort of went, okay, I'm going to develop this software to do it. Like, well, where do you begin with something like that?
That's a very good question. So what I did was I found a nice reputable online university that taught cryptocurrency investing. And from that, you do the study, you pass the graduation test, and then you start to build your own systems. So the rotation system that we are using at Stewart and Co is just one of many systems that we've got. There's trend following systems, mean reversion systems. There's completely different systems for like active trading on shorter time frames compared to the daily, which is what I prefer to use personally.
Okay.
And from there, built, developed, and have all these systems now ready to go for any market condition.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting because it's not like sort of. I suppose you're going to put it a lot better. But basically, you've got like 20 or 30 different options with coins and can do this or do that. But basically, you sort of just program in 3 to 5. Okay, cool. These are the ones I got. Or I want to swap to. Okay, here we go. Email in the morning. What do I do with these?
Coen, can you do me a favour? Can you convert what he just said into English for me, please?
Yeah, right. So the systems that we run, it's on a concept called relevant strength. Okay. Which means, say you're investing in Bitcoin and it's gone up 5% over the past week, but Ethereum has gone up 10% over the past week, which is just a different coin. Obviously, you'd want to be invested in Ethereum. You don't want to leave money on the table by being invested in a suboptimal asset. So that's the very generalized version of how the systems operate.
Okay.
And then as far as the email in the morning, I run the systems. If it updates any changes, again, depending on the relative strength between the assets, I'll update it, blast out an email. Usually they're done by 8:05. The systems update at 8 o'clock every morning. So it's quick and easy. Pretty much catered for people who have busy lives. They've got their own stuff going on. They want to be invested in good quality crypto at the right time. And that's what our whole business model is based on. Yeah,
cool. A couple of moving parts on that one is, like if people are busy, obviously.
Yep.
And learning to trade is, to me, voodoo. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a bit of a black art.
Some people get 99% of people just get wrecked. Right. They just really, 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 really do. And I've seen it time and time and time again. So this it's what, like, in my opinion, all right, and Coen, you can chime in on this too, is that, when you get into crypto, a lot of people, because the understanding between the difference between investing and trading, right? Yeah. Trading is in and out on the day or the week or the month, right?
Gotcha.
Investing is long term. It's like, 2, 3, 5, 7 years sort of a plan. You can do both.
Sure.
And I do suggest to do both as long as you know what you're doing. You'll just get 10 or 15% of your portfolio that you are going to allocate, in order to invest, and put that into trading.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
100%.
It's like a sort of a slide thing, and then you got to know which coins to choose,
sure.
Which ones, and then how to do it.
Well, like Coen was sort of saying before about, when Bitcoin was at 20,000 US, it's substantially more than that now. The long-term gains, that's the investment, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Are you kind of with that, like, don't chuck all of your portfolio into trading?
Because I've got these systems and I'm so trustworthy in them, I run these with 100% of my portfolio. But using a risk management system is definitely a better way to do it if you're not as confident in them as I am. But again, I've studied these for years now at this point. But we do offer risk management systems with long-term positions as well, instead of actively managing your portfolio the way that I personally do.
Yeah, I suppose. And also, you've been testing this out for you've only just sort of recently launched it, but you've obviously been in the background testing this out and making sure, getting rid of all the bugs and, things that are carrying on. So you've had a good eye on it,
Yeah.
So what sort of coins can I trade on this?
He grabs his piece of paper. He's about to write some notes. There we go.
Well, it depends what coins you want to trade on it, really.
I can choose.
Pardon?
So I can choose. So if I've got like 5 or 6 in my portfolio, I can start sort of trading them.
Yeah. So the way the systems are built, all the coins are interchangeable. The way that I have them, I prefer to use the majors, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. And then I have 3 sort of high up on your market cap list, so top 50 coins, because they're the most popular. So that's where a lot of money is going to flow into.
Yeah, and a lot of data.
And is going to make the strength of the move quite good. Also, your majors and your larger cap tokens or coins are less prone to scams. I'm sure anyone who's got an interest in crypto is aware of the Trump coin that come out and the Melania one, and they went nuts for about 3 days, and now they're worth less than 1 cent.
Yep. Yeah, lots of rugs in the crypto things, mate. I actually made a fortune out of Trump coin.
Did you really?
Yeah,
oh, nice.
Right.
Okay. Is it up there with the Huck Tour coin?
It's a very similar sort of thing, mate.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, very short term on that coin. I think I was in and out.
Done.
I was in and out in about a day and a half or something.
There you go.
Yeah. Saw the writing on the wall with that.
The systems are interchangeable. So, your real world assets, like your tokenized real estate coin or coins quite similar. You could put in 6 specifically from that niche of crypto. And if you wanted to long-term invest in your real world assets, and then from there you would find the strongest one to be invested into. That's what the systems are designed to show.
Yeah, well, that's a bit of a segue I was going to go to. Might as well go to it now. Real world assets seem to be a big play in this market cycle. I know I have a lot to do with Block Square and Ocean Point and the BST token. Very bullish on it. But I've been doing a lot of research and with my newsletter and and all the other stuff that I do with socials and whatever. And everywhere you look on crypto Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, everyone's talking about real world assets. Now, once again, it's going to be like most market cycles. They'll have a theme or some sort of jump in. 90% of them are going to go to zero, but there are some really good projects out there, that, and so they're trying to do real world assets. Well, basically real world asset it's in the real world and they tokenize it.
Yep.
Right. So they're looking at doing that with the stock exchange, with gold, with mine sites. They're currently doing it with real estate and have been for a number of years, So, yeah, very, very bullish on it.
Okay. Explain to me if I'm wrong on this. It's kind of
You're
doing goes without saying.
So anyway, Coen.
It's sort of wanting to do with the crypto world what was done previously with the normal stock exchange. You're putting a token value, you're putting a share effectively in that term on a real world asset.
Yeah, so like a home, for example. If round figures, it's $100,000 home. It might be, but
where can you find that? That's a hut about 500 k's to
1890 maybe.
That's right.
And you say it's worth $100,000, and you chuck $1,000 into it, so you got 1%.
Sure.
It doesn't mean that you own 1% of the driveway, or you can walk in and start using the kitchen.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You own 1% of its economic, whatever it does like that. So that way you can get investors that just buy little shares of properties and markets and that sort of thing. So where do you sit on the real world assets, Coen? Pretty bullish or what?
I'm very interested in them. Yeah. Getting everything on the blockchain, it seems like a slam dunk, really. It makes perfect sense in today's age. So real world assets, potential to be massive.
Yeah, well, I don't remember what it's called, what it is. I think it's $3 trillion market.
Is that
something
right?
like that. You
Okay.
know what I mean? And
I mean, I just see so many opportunities in it. We've talked about before, with it's Ocean Point, isn't it? With the fact that it also is a way into the real estate game for a lot of people now, right? So young people saying, "Oh, there's no way I'll ever be able to own real estate or invest in that world." Well, hang on, here's a way. Here's the door is open.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Very, very bullish. I think it's going to be a major player in this cycle. Now, speaking of cycles, are we finished or what? Is the bull market over? Where are you on this, mate?
I believe that we're currently quite oversold, and the next 6 months, Q1 and Q2 of 2026 are going to be large. Going to be massive.
Really?
I reckon.
Yes.
I think Bitcoin's going above 200,000 US in that time. So at least another double from where we are currently.
Okay.
Yeah,
because I've been doing a fair bit of research on that myself and talking to all the people that work with Orange Brick Road and getting their opinions and that sort of stuff. And there's a lot of people on the fence. There's some people sort of in the middle. I've been looking at a fair bit of data on what's called PMI.
Right. Now, what is PMI?
Geez, I can't remember. Something to do with anyways, it's to do with liquidity into the market.
Okay.
Right. Because you're looking at the 4-year cycle of crypto, and the first sort of major cycle, there was a lot of what do you call it? Not quantitative easing. It was like central banks were printing a lot of money. So Japan throughout the EU, et cetera, the European Union printing a lot of money. And it was a coincidence that it happened, because normally I want to make this as simple as possible because I'm really unraveling in my head myself.
Okay.
Is normally you have the Bitcoin halving, right? And then I think it's 530 days or something. After that is when the bull market peaks, right? But if you're looking at the last three market cycles, but the first one was because of world banks, right? Putting it into it. Then the second market was cycle was quantitative easing. Right. Yep. So basically, when the business expands, right, or when business expands, a lot of liquidity goes into the market.
Yeah, of course.
Well, a lot of liquidity is in the market, so therefore business expands. It's actually around the other way.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then we had the pandemic. You know what I mean?
I didn't even notice. Apparently, some people had a bit of a flu, bit of a cough.
Yes. The commie cough.
Barely noticed.
And a lot of money, was piled in. Right. And where things are at the moment, I think the Federal Reserve and what they're going to be doing at the moment, I think earlier on I've noticed that they've kept the rates the same.
Yeah, earlier today, yes.
But I can see them lowering that and putting more equity in and doing more quantitative easing. So if you look at the 4-year cycles of Bitcoin, it's actually a coincidence that it's been through injection of money into the market, as opposed to after the halving. And if you look at the PMI, and I do have it written down somewhere because I'm like, what the fuck's PMI, right? That's what I reckon it is. I'm going to do some more research on that, but that's where I'm at. If you heard of anything like this, because what you said was, because I think it's the end of Q1. You know what I mean? It's just going to be sort of the picking. But I just don't see the big 80% pullbacks anymore because of the amount of liquidity in the market. Where do you sit on that, mate?
You're onto something there with the business cycle, mate. That is a big part of the analysis that I do with our market valuation weeklies. The business cycle, like you said, it just happens to correlate with Bitcoin's halving cycles and the bull runs in turn. If you look at is it the ISM? I want to say the ISM, it tracks the business cycles. It is currently at the bottom, and it is the longest time that it has spent at the bottom of the oscillating cycle in history. So it hasn't expanded at all this whole time that Bitcoin's gone from 20 up to, well, we're now at 90, but it peaked at about 125.
Yep.
So it's managed to do that in less than favourable conditions.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's wait until
one of the reasons why I think it's going to go to 200 or at least 180 next year.
Well, once there's injection of liquidity and extra liquidity, like with the business cycles, that's when you get risk on and risk off assets. You know what I mean? So like a risk on asset is things like more speculative like Bitcoin. So you need money in the system in order to do that.
I tend to think it gets less volatile the bigger it gets, obviously, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So from that point of view, like I'm certainly no expert on Bitcoin, but I can't see it halvening again. I really can't. I don't think I think that pattern has finished now, where when you look at the political changes in the world, where the US now puts cryptocurrency as far as, part of the financial system. Yep. To me, I think these, the volatility, which is such a beautiful thing about crypto because of the successes of it, it's also a negative thing in other ways. I just think that it will be certainly with the bigger coins, when we're talking about, Ethereum, or we're talking about Bitcoin, we're talking about any of the biggies. Yep. I think there will be less of that. I think they're far more secure long term now.
Yeah, 100%. And then that's why sort of institutions and banks are sort of looking at that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they can't get their balance sheet and pile like a whole bunch of it in it and all of a sudden just drop 80%.
No,
they'll get thrown out of buildings, or the shareholders will definitely get rid of them. Now, PMI, I looked up, Purchasing Managers Index. Okay, so basically when it gets above 50, right, and this is where they were looking at, when it gets above 50 at the PMI, that's when you'll get a lot of liquidity into risk on access, like Bitcoin. Now, my understanding is when it gets above 55, that's when you get a lot of money that's put into altcoins.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So that's why we haven't had an altcoin season as such in the last bull run, is because of the PMI index. It hasn't been lifted over 50 yet.
Hasn't gone high
55.
enough. Right.
Yeah. So that's one metric that I look at. The metric that you were mentioning, what was that called?
That's the ISM.
What's that stand? ISM.
Yeah. So 1 second. Let me just look it up.
Because I haven't used that metric.
The ISM is the Institute for Supply Management. So it basically tracks manufacturing. It's based in America.
It's a business cycle.
It essentially, it's the business cycle. Is the US economy expanding or contracting via the manufacturing goods? Yeah. And then it's scored on a 1 to 100 scale. Yeah.
Okay, so once that lifts over 50, then obviously there's more liquidity going into the market, yeah?
The American economy is expanding, so there's more money in the system, which can be quantitative easing or from the production of goods and services.
Yeah, brilliant.
But there's just more money in the market available for everybody.
So for punters like me, quantitative easing, sort of explain that in very simple terms. What is that doing? What is that doing to the market?
Evil.
In a nutshell, it's an expansion. It's an expansion of the money supply.
Okay. Yeah. So you're flooding more money into it, okay, which devalues it. Okay.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. So you could replace that word evil. You could just say Biden, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The result of it is inflation, essentially.
Yeah.
So that's why everything's a lot more expensive today than it was 5 years ago, because of all the money that they put into the system during the COVID.
Yeah.
Experience.
Yes.
Yep.
Experience. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the question that most people want to know, especially in crypto and investing people, is can you make money in this environment? Does your system consistently make money no matter what the market's doing? Makes less or more, or
the position that we are currently in, which was triggered at the end of August, which is up 30%. It's up 20% from the entry, while the market from the same day has gone down 20%. So there's a 40% difference in portfolio value in the last 3 months?
Yeah,
3 and a bit months. Yeah.
I think this is time to pull that that time in the market kind of statement, really, because okay, there's been some losses over the last couple of months, but again, if you are investing over time, I mean, it's all up to the right, isn't it?
Yes, it is, over time. And like I said, this is more of a play for like a daily, weekly type of thing with a portion of your portfolio.
Yep.
Now, I'm not as brave as Coen.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But then again, I don't know his system as well as he does.
Of course.
And it sort of speaks a bit confidence in what he believes in if he's all in on his own stuff.
It says a lot, actually. It makes me far more confident as well. And it depends where you are in your life. Some people are going to want to go and balls to the wall, right?
Yeah,
Others,
he's 12.
He's 12.
He's got plenty of time.
Oh, that's actually not
old, bro.
I'm going to bring him up closer on the screen. I don't even think that's a real beard. No.
He's trying out. It's true. It's where you are in life. You know what I mean? And what you can put in and what you can't.
That's how you assess your risk.
Right. Yeah. But and that's the thing. It's like people that are trading, looking at all the zigzag lines and this going the other way and all that sort of stuff. I did day trading for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And it's one of the most unhealthy lifestyle. Well, it was for me. I'm not speaking of everybody. Sitting in front of screens all over the place, alerts on your phone, you're constantly this, that, and da. It's just too much.
Fight or flight, right?
Yeah. Well, so there's AI trading, there's copy trading, there's all manner of different sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So your system is like, once again, I want to turn this around. I can pick whatever coins I want and go, here's my bag. I've got 20 coins, but I'm going to trade these 5. And then I've been trading them 5 for a while. Okay, I'm going to swap out 2 of them, put another 2 in, whatever it may be. And your system, and it will still trigger everything that you've got.
Yeah, you can take out and replace any asset within the system. The ones that I've got a preset to are there for a reason. You can put in anything though. Like you can put in an obscure meme from an obscure chain, for example, and have that in there and have ridiculous gains because it all compounds the longer that you run the system. But yeah, they are very interchangeable.
Yeah, cool. Because this is what and why I've been having conversations with Coen, and we've all looked into his system and I'm not shilling. I'm just sort of explaining.
Yep.
I don't generally take on people or associate with certain companies. I get contacted all the time. Yeah. Right. Well, hey, let's do a crossover deal or whatever it may be. We don't endorse. We just sort of suggest, and I don't sort of suggest anything that I'm not using myself and have trialed out.
Good system.
And not only I trialed out, part of my team's trialed out because not necessarily I've got all the answers.
Sure.
So yeah, we've done some really good work with them. But the reason that we wanted to do so much work with and what we've looked at, I think 12 or 14 different systems.
Okay.
For what is going to protect, because this is my biggest thing about my clients, is we've got them in and they've made a lot of money and all that. But the last 6 months I've been spending in my head and keeping me up at night and talking to people is, what are we going to do during the bear market?
Yeah.
What are we going to do when things are volatile and just going sideways?
Sure.
When do we top out our clients and tell them all to get out or whatever, and it's been stress. I've gone white. You know what I mean?
It's a hell of a question, though. I mean, honestly.
Because I'm friends with my clients.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You spend time with them.
Whether they want that or not. Yeah,
that's right. It's enforced on them. So, yeah, we looked at it several things. And, once again, not shilling. This is something that sort of can protect you in that area, but also something that can turn over some money. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's what it's all about.
And you need that. You need that cash flow.
All right. And it's like, people that are working on mine sites or just businesses or just busy or whatever it may be, Yeah. So
fantastic.
Very, very happy with it, man.
Well, we've pretty much run out of time. I'm going to throw it to Coen for any last thoughts, but I think, maybe a last question for you and we'll get Coen to
all right.
reply to that.
In your experience of dealing with me, what is your favorite thing and the thing you love about me most?
Just how open you are, mate. Like you said, you've been looking for something like this, and I mean, we've only just really launched, and to be sort of on the air with you, considering the size of your business and that, it's just a bit of an honour,
Oh, cool.
So it's quite good.
Well,
Big fan of it. Big fan of everything you do, Brandon.
Thanks, mate. See, people do love me. See that? I am loved.
Coen just lost some respect from me. I mean, apart from that, no, you know what? There's so much truth in that. It's about being the sum of the people you surround yourself with, right? And and there's so many people in today's world who are all about the fluff. They're all about the tinsel. They're all about the spin. They're all about the virtue signaling.
Yep.
When you get people who are actually prepared to tell you the truth, sometimes the truth you don't want to hear, they're the people you grab hold of. So, no, good on you, mate. I really appreciate that. And it's great to see that you've built a system that, you've got so much research behind. You've got so much. I mean,
it just works, man.
Yeah.
And what I like about it is that I just get the email in the morning and it just goes, hey, retard, do this. Hey, retard, don't do that. Okay, cool, man. And then I'll get on with my day.
Now, Coen, it's only his email that's actually titled Hey Retard, yeah?
Yeah.
It's just
hey@recap.com.
All right, guys.
Well, to tie up, this is going out on my newsletter, orangebrickroad.com.au, also our WhatsApp group, that sort of stuff. And if you want to get in contact with Coen or learn more about it, you can book a call with me. We'll also put some links in to book a call with Coen. There will be up on our website soon. We're just going through that process. Anything else for me to shill? Oh, yeah. Join us on LinkedIn, man. I've been going hard on LinkedIn lately.
Yeah.
I'm building it up.
Are you?
Yeah, I've been kicked. This is my third time I've been on. I've been kicked off twice.
Oh.
Right. And Twitter. I was melted on Twitter before and Facebook. I've been kicked off every site over and over again, but I'm building up my LinkedIn.
Okay. All right. Get on to your LinkedIn. Thanks, Coen, for being part of the show, mate. And a quick little last plug for your business.
Yeah, we can be found at stewartandco.org. We've got a few packages. We've got different tiers depending on the system that works for you. We do initial consultations. I can gauge, what your risk tolerance is, give you custom advice. But really, I can't underestimate. Sorry, I can't what's the word? Anyway, the systems are great. Buy and hold is about a 5x in the last 3 years. Our system's returning 250x.
Wow.
If that's something that might be interesting to you,
Yeah.
Stewartandco.org.
And the other thing is also that's provable.
Yeah.
Because when he said that, I went, okay, I want the documentation. I want the fucking data.
Show me the money.
Because anyone can make statements like that. Yeah. So we've looked
these systems are back tested, coded, verifiable.
And you know he's
Brandon
right.
can attest. Yeah,
because we've looked at it, and you know he's right because he's got a neck beard.
That just clarifies everything for me. I'd say my advice would be get onto orangebrickroad.com. Is it .au? .au, of course. You're a good Aussie bloke.
I think it is .com as well. I think I did all of them.
Oh, you've probably covered everything, mate. You cover every base. But thank you very much for being part
of your mum.
Crypto Hour of Power here on Edge Radio Australia.